Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the ordinary niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1% and the ordinary Mandelic acid 10% plus hyaluronic acid. Now the ordinary niacinamide is a water-based serum, whereas the ordinary Mandelic acid is an anhydrous solution. And if you want to layer them correctly, you also need to know the order of application, which always starts off with water-based serums. Then you're going to move on to any anhydrous solutions and oil formulations, and then you're going to finish it off with any creams and suspensions. Now the correct order of application also looks like this. You're going to start off with step number 1, which is washing your face with a facial cleanser. Then moving on to step number 2, which is optional, using your toner. Then for step number 3, you're going to apply the ordinary niacinamide. For step number 4, you're going to apply the ordinary Mandelic acid. For step number 5, it's optional. You can also finish it off with a cream like a moisturizer or a suspension. And if you're being exposed to the sun, don't forget your sunscreen as your last step. Now I have already washed my face, so I'm also ready for the application. Now after you have washed your face and you also have pat the skin dry, you can immediately move on to the next product application. There's no need to wait. And if you have a toner at home, then of course you can also add it into your little routine, but you don't have to, it's optional. If you're going to choose a toner, please make sure that your toner doesn't include AHA or BHA, such as, for example, glycolic acid, lactic acid, or salicylic acid. Make sure that your toner is also a soothing toner, a refreshing and calming toner, so that it also doesn't irritate the skin, since we're already using an acid, which is the Mandelic acid. And also, please make sure that you're not going to use in this routine, when using Mandelic acid, the ordinary glycolic acid toning solution or the ordinary lactic acid in the same routine, since the Mandelic acid already exfoliates your skin in a very gentle way. So we want to keep it simple, but still also make sure that no irritation occurs. Now after you have washed your face, maybe also use your calming toner, you can also immediately move on to the next product, which is also applying the ordinary niacinamide, which is the water-based serum. And I also do recommend using between 1 to 3 drops for the entire face and neck area. Of course, if you want to use a few drops more, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you're not going to use too much and that your skin is still able to also fully absorb the product and that there are no leftovers on the skin, as it also shouldn't feel sticky when using niacinamide. If it does, you probably used a bit too much. Now I'm going to stick with 2 drops. And there are different ways on how you can also apply the different serums, oils, moisturizer to your face. And I'm also going to show you the different methods. Now one of the methods is also using a little bit, for example, of niacinamide and using a few drops directly onto your face. If that's a method that you prefer to do, that's totally fine. See what method works the best for you. And then also stick with it. There's no right and wrong on how you're going to apply the product, as long as you're able to also apply it evenly all over the face. And once you also are done with the application, it can already soak into the skin while also applying it, which is a good sign, so that your skin is still able to absorb it, and it also won't leave a strange layer on top of the skin. And after you're done with the application, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off, there's no need to rinse it off. This is also a product that you're going to leave on the skin and also let it sink into the skin. And after you're done with niacinamide, you can immediately move on to the next product, which is also applying the ordinary Mandelic acid. This is basically a very gentle exfoliator that also exfoliates the skin, which is also preferred to also be used in the evening. And when using it, again, use between 1 to 3 drops for the entire face and neck area. The way you're going to apply it depends on you, whatever works the best for you. And make sure that if you feel the need to also add a few drops more, it's totally fine. Just make sure that you're not using too much of it, so that again, the skin is still able to also absorb it. Now I'm going to stick with 2 drops. And now I'm also going to show you a different method on how you can also apply your serums. And this is also using a few drops in the palm of your hand. Then gently rub them together and then apply it onto your skin. If that's a method you prefer to use, that's totally fine, go for it. So, and after you're done with the application, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Again, with Mandelic Acid, it's a leave-on exfoliator, so there's no need to rinse it off. Now this could already be it. You can keep it very simple and basically just cleanse your face, use Niacinamide and Mandelic Acid, and that's basically it, as it's not necessary to add a moisturizer as your last step. But you can. You can, as your last step, add a moisturizer or suspension that you have at home. If you do so, use a pea-sized amount of it. And now another method on how you can also apply to your face with your serums or creams is using it on your fingertips. Now I'm going to stick with a pea-sized amount of my moisturizer and then gently use it between your fingers, which also works great if you have a serum, and then you're going to apply it to your face. So, and after you have applied your moisturizer or the suspension, this is basically your last step. Now, this can be an AM or PM skincare routine. However, Mandelic Acid is also preferred to use in the evening, since it also can make the skin sensitive to the sun when being exposed to the sun. That's why it's important that when including Mandelic Acid in your little skincare routine, to also protect the skin with a good sunscreen when being exposed to the sun. Now, you can also, for example, keep it very simple and use niacinamide and your moisturizer in the morning. And then for the evening routine, you also can combine niacinamide with Mandelic Acid and maybe also add your moisturizer to it. This, of course, depends on your skin and also how your skin feels. That's totally fine, just go for it. Now, this is basically what I wanted to share with you. I also do hope that you enjoyed this video and that you now know how you can use niacinamide and Mandelic Acid. And if you like this video, don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!